Today's show is going to be quick and to the point. We want to pose a question and get your thoughts below. Now, here we go. What is one of the single biggest drivers of the real estate market? And thinking like linear terms, like a set of dominoes. What is the first domino to be set off in a long line of real estate dominoes? Give up? Household formations. Pretty simple, right? Household formations drive the first cog in the real estate machine, or in other words, the first domino to fall and set off all the other dominoes. Now, before we move on, let's understand what a household formation really is. Basically, it's adult children leaving parents' household to start their own, or singles leaving multi-housing units. Interesting note here, these guys and gals are the largest component of demand for additions to the housing stock. Think about that for a minute. That's a big deal. Okay, so we can all agree that this is pretty important. So with that said, why are household formations on the drop and not just since the crash? How about this? They've been dropping since the early 1980s. Take a look. A 16% drop for young people ages 30 to 34 and an 11% drop for young people ages 25 to 29. So, here's the question for all of you. What gives? If this is one of the single biggest drivers for our industry, then I think it warrants some of our time. We got to understand the problem to fix the problem. And I don't know that we can necessarily fix this one. It's more like we just need to get used to it or adapt to it. It's been going on for quite some time, so fixing it's going to be tough. One reason this might be happening is student debt going through the roof. Now, we've exhausted that topic, so I won't go there or bring it up again, but it is a big deal. So I thought past the student debt and wondered what else could be happening. So here's my train of thought. Household formations are singles leaving multifamily or adult children leaving their parents. Now, I would think one of the main reasons this would happen would be getting married, right? When you get married, you leave your apartment or your parents to start a new family, maybe even buy a new house. Okay, makes sense, but if household formations are on the drop since the 80s, then that could mean that one of the driving forces, marriage, should also be on the drop too, wouldn't you think? So I looked into it, and here's what I found. In 1920, the national marriage rate was 92.3%. In 1960, the national marriage rate dropped to 72%. Want to know what it is in 2013, just last year? Yeah, it fell to 31%. That's a huge drop. Another interesting stat was the average age. People are waiting longer to get married these days. 27 years old to be exact is the average. This is the highest point in over a century. So people aren't getting married and starting families as much as they did, and students are strapped with massive debt, forcing them to stay home. This could be why the single biggest driver of the real estate market has stalled. I guess the question for you guys is, do you agree? Did I miss something? Maybe there's another reason why household formations are down. Why has the marriage rate fallen so drastically? That's a good question. Why are young people waiting longer to marry and start their families? Another good question. Also, is this just a big culture shift that we just need to get used to? I don't know, but I'm interested to hear what you guys think down below, and we'll see you guys next week.